I'm so excited you're here. Friends, today I'm going to show you my top three favorite distressing techniques. I'm super excited too because my husband, he hit the lottery. He found these little kid wood kits at Hobby Lobby, and I thought, what better way and time than to do these kits and show you these distressing techniques. Now let me just say this, most of the time, and this is no exception, my favorite is the third one. I love it. It is easy, it's fast, but the other two are super cool too. So I'm super happy you're here. Thanks for joining me. And okay, let's get to those distressing techniques. Okay, starting off strong with my first distressing technique that I love, and you're not going to believe that it's all going to hinge on a comb. Yes, I use a comb, and it is one of my favorite. I can't wait for you to see this. All right, friends, let's get this distressing party started by doing a favorite of mine. We are going to do a comb method distressing. For this project, I'm using drop cloth chalk paint. I also have one that is collard green, that is the color from Dixie Belle. I also have some, for embellishments, I have some scraps of fabric. I have some rusty bells. I have this kid kit from Hobby Lobby. They're on sale right now, so super cheap. And I also have a comb. So what I'm going to start doing is just paint the darker color. In this case, it's collard green. I'm going to paint the front with that nice thick coat. You don't want it super thick so that it doesn't dry fast, but you want it on there, right? All right. So then I'm going to take my comb, and this paint is still wet, and I'm just going to drag it down on the tree. And then I'm going to actually turn the tree, and I'm going to go the other way as well. So then it makes almost like little squares throughout the thing. And again, I'm doing these little kid kits. You could do this on any surface. It is so easy, and so I just love the way it looks. Now, I'll show you here. See how it's like little squares. Love it. Now, I painted all my pieces, parts, front, back, all of the things, and did my comb method. Let it dry. Once it's dry, and you want to make sure it's dry, I'm now going to paint the lighter color on top. The lighter color I'm using here is drop cloth, and I'm doing, it doesn't have to be a thick coat. You want to do the front, let it dry. Again, you want to let it dry. Here I have it done here, all dried. I did both sides. Now we're going to do the fun part. Now I'm going to sand it, and this is where the magic happens. I love this. Listen, I know some of you are like, no, I don't like the distressing technique and that vibe. Listen, I know this isn't for you, but let me just say, for those of you who it is for, right? Just tell me in the comments. Just put a heart or something, because I can't stand not knowing if anybody else loves this as much as me. Am I weird? Okay, I am weird, but that's beside the point. Look at how fun that is. It is so pretty. I sanded all of the pieces, parts. You can sand as much or as little as you want. I'm putting the little trees together. I did embellish my trees. It turns into 3 different trees. So you'll see me, I'm just showing you another sanding, and look at how pretty. And here we're going to put it together, and just those little squares. I just love it. Could you just do one swipe and just do the lines? Absolutely. I've done that too. But, embellishing these, I did one with bells. I did one with buttons. And then the smallest one, I just did a cute little scrappy bow on top. Look at how cute these are. Again, one of my favorite distressing techniques. Was that not awesome? I love the way that looks. Okay, coming up next, we are going to do a distressing technique that most crafters do, and I'm no exception. I'm going to show you how I do a crackle method. For this project, I'm using coffee bean as the color. It's a chalk paint from Dixie Belle. I also have drop cloth color chalk paint. We have some regular old school glue from Joann's. And then I have this kid kit from Hobby Lobby. So we're going to take our darker color, and we're going to paint our pieces parts with that dark color. Again, this color I'm using is a dark brown. The color is named coffee bean. I did both sides. You want to make sure that you let them dry. Once they're all dry, you're going to take your school glue, and you're just going to haphazardly. Don't get crazy. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're just swirling it on there, because we're going to then take a brush and brush it out. Now, the thicker the glue is, the deeper your crackle is going to be. You could do it one of two ways next, okay? You can brush it on and let it dry, either force it with a heat gun, or we can put the paint on wet. Now, here I'm showing you if you wanted to dry it. I didn't want to wait. I was impatient. So I'm putting a nice thick layer of the drop cloth color chalk paint on the part that we just did our glue. Again, there are two schools of thought. Some like to let the glue dry before you add your next layer. I find that the crackles are pretty cool when you don't let it dry. But again, super cool technique either way, right? So here we have our nice thickish layer of chalk paint, and I'm going to force it to do the crackle with my heat gun. You could just let it dry and it would do it on its own. But let me tell you this, I can't wait for it. So of course I'm just hitting it with the heat gun and look at the crackles. Are you kidding me? What? I love it. I know some of you are out there like, I don't like the distress vibe, the farmhouse vibe. I get it. Listen, your girl loves it. And I can't help it. I'm going to keep doing it. I cannot help it. So, and it looks like I'm right on top of the piece with my heat gun. I'm not, but it is near it. So again, you want to make sure it's very dry. If you don't make sure it's dry and it's not, you're going to get it. See that big piece? I'm sanding right now because I wanted it more distressed, but look at the big pieces that I have chunking off. That's because I was too impatient and I didn't let it dry. Now, to be clear, I'm not mad because look at how cool that looks. It looks chippy and awesome. But if you wanted just the crackle method, please let it dry, or else, if you're going to sand it, I should say. I embellished them with some bows and some bells, and look at how pretty it is. What? Come on, right? Oh, I love it.
And now you've made it to my favorite. I love this technique. I distress the wood and then we wax, and I cannot wait to show you. It is one of my favorites. Let me know in the comments if you have a favorite distressing technique too.
Are you ready for my absolute favorite distressing technique? We're going to redo this cute little nativity scene from Hobby Lobby and make it decor worthy, right? Oh, I'm so excited. So for this project, I am using Dixie Belle chalk paint. The color is drop cloth. I also have their wax. It's dang good wax, I think. The color is brown. And then I have this little nativity scene that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I have my cute little hammers. I also decided to use this gold paint. So I first start by just using the hammer. Now I'm using the square one and the other side. Just distress it. Pop little, distress marks all over it. And I did both sides. If I had a big old chain, I would have used that too. But the hammer works. And you can see all the little pieces parts. Then we're going to paint it. We want to make sure it dries. Once it's dry, I have that wax. I'm going to use a brush. And I know it's a hot mess express right now. Trust the process. Friends, trust me. It's okay. Stand down. It's all right. You're going to do that distressing wax all over them. I did each one of them with the exception of the little baby Jesus in the manger. I did not do the wax for that. For this, I did a dry brush method with that gold paint. And all I did was put a little on my brush and then just kind of brushed it on. So now it's shiny, but still distressed and primitive looking. There for it, right? So pretty. All right, and I did the same thing with the angel. I did put wax on it, but then I went over it as well with the gold paint. All right, here's where the magic happens. You ready? Look at it. We're going to take our Gator sander. You can use any sander. I just love my Gator sander from Walmart. But anyways, all I'm doing is sanding it, and look at what it does. All of that wax, kind of a good part of it comes off, and it stays in those nooks and crannies. Holy Toledo, I love this so much. And then of course, I'm going to sand all of the other little pieces, parts. I wanted it to all look the same. If you were doing this, you could do a different color paint. You could do a different color wax. There's so many variations, but this is the base to it, right? You paint it, let it dry, you wax it, and then you sand it. And oh my lordy, I just love it. I love it so much. Could I have gone a little less with the hammering? Probably. Probably. But your girl went a little overboard. like that's a surprise. Nobody's surprised by that. I know. Anyways, so I just went and sanded all the sides, the back, the front, all the things. And then when I was done with that, I decided I was going to embellish all of the things. I was going to add some Spanish moss, and I was going to do like little bows or whatever. And then I decided, you know what? No. But I did decide to take a rusty star and glue on the front and the back of the little manger part. I just thought it needed that. I did the front and the back so that way, no matter what, we can do, both sides are available, right? Look at how cute this is. Are you kidding me? I am so excited about this. Yay! Look at how pretty it is. Anyways, friends, thank you so much for watching. Now it's your turn. Go make something pretty.
Well, there you have it. 3 super easy but very pretty distressing techniques that you can do. I did mine on these kid kits, but these are across the board. I use them almost every time I craft. So let me know in the comments though, friends, do you have a distressing technique that you use that I didn't list? Because you know I'm always looking for new ways and techniques. Also, friends, if you haven't already, don't forget, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you don't miss out on any of the Crazy Pants DIY fun. Friends, I am so excited that you could join me. Thank you so much. Okay, now it's your turn. Go make something pretty.